Well, I was wondering what to do for the next project on the Cowie, and I realized I had not put on a front bar light. And so I got to look it online on Amazon.com and found a really great combination of a very bright 300 watt light to go in the center. Cowie makes one that goes down right in here in this bracket, but you can't really manipulate it much once it's in there, and plus it's super expensive. I think I bought this whole kit including two nice pods for $54, and it's bright, and so I'm going to be putting that on. This should be simple. The kit is from Nilite, N-I-L-I-T-E, I think. Comes with a full wiring harness for all three lights. Has a rocker button. All you do is change that out and use one of your rocker switches in your ride, or you could drill a hole and use that if you need some space. But what I really like about it is it's bright, super bright. It's like 30,000 lumens and 300 watts, and that little light, 12-inch light right there, and then these two pods. So that's going to be a simple mount right here in the top. Screw a couple of holes, bolt from beneath, you're done. I'm going to do something a little different with these pods. I need to angle. The reason why I'm going with pods like everybody else is I want to angle those pods out in both directions. So I'm going to break out my trusty Nutsert kit again. I'm going to be drilling some holes here and here, dead center on top, and then insert Nutserts, and then all I have to do is screw these on and then use the secondary nuts and tighten them up, so that'll go in your Nutsert. Screw right in. You can adjust it, screw it, and tighten it up, and adjust them on the fly. And they're up high. I think they'll look good. It's going to be different. You don't have to use mounting brackets, mounting bars, because you now have a nice Nutsert right there with threads right down into there. So that's the project. I'll show you the completed project when I finish in the next day or so. So the center light bar took all of about 10 minutes flat. Drill holes, mount, clean, simple. It's not totally square. That's the cool thing about it. You can just loosen both the bolts on the back, slide it up or down, and get it centered, and no one will ever notice you didn't quite drill the holes straight. Now, mine are straight. Sometimes they're not. This time, they're lined up perfectly. We'll keep going. Well, it's the next day. I've got my marks made on here. I found dead center by using a level and using a gauge on it, and then figuring out the total width of it and dividing in half. But what I also did was I offset forward more, because one of the things I noticed about these lights is that you can't tilt down too far, but you can always tilt up a lot. So what I'll be doing next is marking the spots with a punch. Most of y'all know how to do this. Hard to do one-handed. Get back in there again. Hard to do and hold a phone. So that's going to give you your start points, especially on a tube. You better have one of these punches. and yeah, you can use a regular punch and hit with a hammer, but these are great. These are spring loaded, and a lot of people have seen them. I use those a lot. So next up is drilling out the holes, putting in the Nutserts. I've got the initial holes drilled. I use step bits. For those of you who are still using single bits, you got to get these, and you got to get a good quality one, made of tungsten and what have you, but these are great. I'm using a 8mm Nutsert because that's the actual threads on the lights, so it's going to work out great. As you notice, I still haven't gotten it all, but I will continue to step down until this will fit in there. and then we'll do the old Nutsert thing. All you do is put it in and pull it tight, and you've got yourself a nice mounting point in here. What I'm also going to do that you're not going to see is I'm going to add, let's get some shade here, I'm going to add some silicone around here and here before I actually seal it up, and let that silicone seal it. Since this is a sealed tube, keep any rust from building up around there as well. And that's just a quick, easy deal when you go to put these Nutserts in and something that's going to be exposed to water all the time. Well, I've got my Nutserts in. I've applied the silicone to both of them, and now I'm going to use my Nutsert tool. Some of you have seen this in past videos, and I'm sure a lot of you own them. You interchange these to the different sizes. All they do is now screw in the hole, and as you pull up on it, the unit, sorry I'm having to do this one-handed with the phone, it will pull in the threads, hence compressing from behind the Nutsert and giving you a very tight seal from the back side from metal to metal, and allow this thing to not move and to be threaded in place. And it expands and works like a champ every time. Well, 2 minutes later, they're both done. That's how quick and simple it is to do that. And so I'm going to be putting these on with double nuts. One is to hold them in place from the back side, and of course the other one with a compression nut. Compression washer is going to allow me to adjust this at the right angle and then tighten it down against the Nutsert at any angle I want. Sorry, I'll lose my washer if I do anything else. So it's as simple as screwing it on, angling it where you want to angle it, and tightening up that screw, and we'll be done. Alright, finished mounting product. I'm going to angle those to the sides because that's where I want to view and get some light going on the trails to see the side paths and things like that I miss out on. And all I've got left to do is the wiring, and that's pretty simple. Although I'm going to not use 100% of the stock wiring harness. It's too bulky, too long, and there's no reason to add it. I always cut them down and put different connections on the actual units so that I can easily connect and disconnect, and I don't like your typical connections that come with these. Anyway, we're done, and all I gotta do is get her out in the dark and try to get these angled and processed the way I want them. Thanks for watching, and thanks for subscribing, and if you like it, give me a like and a thumbs up, and share with friends. Appreciate you.